Hey there, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be an unbelievable story, one loaded with valuable lessons that'll save you lost income and make you a ton more money. I get told all the time as a coach and trainer that, people are always complaining about their leads. Their leads aren't very motivated. They don't result in anything. They have all these lead sources. They're paying thousands of dollars a month and the leads are no good, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm here to tell you today and share a story with you. Don't judge your leads. When people tell you they're not in any rush, they're not in any hurry, they were just kicking around. Maybe they even tell you that wasn't me who went to that website. I'm going to show you where there's smoke, there's fire. So let me share my screen. I put together this short little PowerPoint today that'll be kind of fun and exciting to go through here with you. So I'm Brian Moses, real estate trainer to many of North America's most successful agents. I've sold real estate at the highest level, most recently been named one of the top 125 most influential people in the real estate industry. Over 400 homes sold annually, year after year after year. And I can tell you that I've made millions of dollars in commission income from people who said they're not buying a house. They're not selling a house. They have a cousin in the business. They're not in any rush. So as I said before, where there's smoke, there's fire. If somebody's going to a website, if somebody's calling on a sign, if someone's picking up a brochure out of your brochure boxes, where there's smoke, there's fire. Don't judge your leads. I'm going to tell you that we know that the purpose of generating leads is to get an appointment. Well, why is it so many real estate agents fail to even ask for the appointment? We end up qualifying the prospect and screwing ourselves out of commissions because we go, how soon are you looking to move? And they go, well, I'm not really in any rush. And you go, all right, I'll see you later. Because you think they're wasting your time. And you cut corners. And cutting those corners costs you thousands of dollars in lost commissions. I'll show you what I mean in a quick little story. My son, my oldest son, he's a sophomore, going to be a junior. He's 20 years old. He's a Vanderbilt student in Nashville, Tennessee. He's got a pretty full curriculum. He plays college football at Vanderbilt in the SEC. He studies hard. His days go from 6:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night every day. And he's made sacrifices that other kids, haven't made to have the life that he's having. And we're quite proud of him. So he's coming home for break. Well, he's home now, but he was coming home from break Friday. Today's Monday, Friday, 4 days ago. Stick with me. And prior to Friday, last week sometime, he drops the bomb on me. Hey, Dad, I need a car down here in Nashville for an internship. And I go, really, Hayden, you need a car? He goes, yeah, I got to get around. I'm going to have a job this summer. So now I go, all right, I got it. This is a life event. Life events impact people's motivation. Has this life event now got me considering looking for a car for my son? You bet you. One little thing, an internship for my son, has got me and my wife thinking about getting a car. So now all of a sudden we're in the market. So I started looking around online for some used cars. And I'm talking with my wife, and my wife is concerned about, well, what if they break down? What if we get them a junker and then we got to put more money into it? So I go, you know what? You got a good point. My son plays football. So every year in the fall, we go down to all the football games. We tailgate to the football games. If you're ever in Vanderbilt for, during football season, look us up. We'd love to have you at our tailgate. And we tow this little Jeep, this little Jeep Gladiator. It's pretty nice. And I go to my wife, what if we give Hayden the Gladiator? We'll send it down to Nashville. We'll have a car when we're down there. And she goes, that's fantastic. And now me, Dad, can get a new sedan because I used to drive luxury sedans. So I'm like, we'll give Hayden the Jeep, really nice car, dependable. And Dad, I'll get a new car. So this life event, this whole story has got my motivation going up to buy a new car, but I'm not in any rush. So I look online last week, maybe a week ago, last Monday or Tuesday, less than a week ago, I look online and I find a car that is my color, black on black. It's after hours because I worked all day. So I fill out the form online and it goes to the dealer. And I ask for them to call me back and let me know if the car is still available. Well, I get a text the next morning or the next afternoon. So this was last Wednesday. So I must have reached out Tuesday night. So I reached out Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon, 3:00 in the afternoon. Hi, Brian, it's Jennifer from Smith Motors. Thanks for your call. The 2022 is available. Here's the window sticker. It's got under 2,000 miles. It's $109,239 and certified. So I'm like, okay, interesting. You're asking 109. What will you take for it? So I go, if I finance through you, what's the best price as your dealership, Smith, makes money on financing? Also, what does the certification cover for years or miles? She's going back and forth. Now, here's where the lesson begins. It's okay to go back and forth with someone, but the goal is to get an appointment. So we continue. She's telling me rates have gone up. I go, what's the price? She's still strict on the price. I said, who's the sales manager? Have the sales manager call me. I'll do $100,000 on this car for $109,000. I figured they'd counter, meet me in the middle, and we got a deal. No such luck. She gives me the sales manager's name. I call the sales manager. He tells me he's losing money on it. They can't sell it. They play that game. You know the drill. This is all going back and forth via text. Now, I did get the sales manager on the phone, and he goes, qualify. Why are you buying a car? I said, well, we're giving the Jeep to my son, yada, yada, yada. I'm not in any rush. Keep an eye out for me. So he says, okay, will do. He says, I'll have Jennifer keep an eye out for you. I tell Jennifer, I spoke with Roger. He remembers me because I bought 5 Mercedes from this dealership. I explained the situation and this one won't work. But talk to him tomorrow as I'm looking for something and I've got a couple of months to play with. I'm not in any rush. Thanks for your correspondences and communication. Much appreciated. She goes, I'm glad you connected with him. Anytime, happy to help. Here's the first lesson. She didn't help. She was nice. She was kind. She was responsive. Maybe you're nice. Maybe you're kind. Maybe you're responsive. And maybe you're not making the money that you want to make. I'll tell you what the problem was. Do you think if Jennifer or Roger, if either of them said, hey, why don't you come to the showroom? We have others. If they didn't even offer to get me into the showroom. Anyway, the truth is I'm not in any huge rush. But had they offered, I probably would have gone to the showroom because where there's smoke, there's fire. So let's fast forward from Wednesday to Friday. Hayden's coming home from college for spring break. He's landing at 11:30. I say to my wife, hey, on the way to the airport, like it's almost midnight when he gets in. Let's shoot by the Boston Mercedes dealership of Greater Boston. It'll be dark. It'll be about 10 o'clock at night. We'll go look in the parking lot and see what kind of sedans they have. I saw all these pictures online, over 1,000 Mercedes-Benz. So we leave, we get to the dealership, it's closed, but all the cars are put away. I didn't realize that it was in a bad area of Boston. So they don't leave the cars out at night. I don't know where they put them. They must move them into a garage. But the parking lot was vacant. We couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything in the windows. So we end up going to the airport. We pick up my son. No big deal. I got a couple of months to work with. But I share this story with you because your buyers and your sellers do the same thing. Where there's smoke, there's fire. They're cheating on you. They're looking at other real estate websites. They're looking at other homes online. They're doing what Brian Moses is doing. They're getting informed. So everything was locked. We couldn't see anything. Weekend plans. Saturday, I've got black belt testing with my youngest son from 2:30 to 4:30. Then we're going snowmobiling up north after testing, and we're going to stay there all day Sunday. So I got a pretty busy weekend, no time to really go car shopping. Well, on the way Saturday morning before the black belt testings, my son and I take a quick stop to Londonderry, New Hampshire to Twins Smoke Shop and pick up a bunch of cigars from my buddy up north who's hosting us for snowmobiling. So we stop. We now have a couple of hours to kill. Just up the highway, there's Holloway Motors, a Mercedes-Benz dealership. We've got 2 hours to kill before testing. So I go, Hayden, what do you say we go to Holloway and see what kind of cars they have in line? Because I'm going to give you my Jeep. Hayden's like, yeah, Dad, that's awesome. He's psyched. 20-year-old kid with a brand new Jeep, less than 20,000 miles on it. He's styling. So we pull in and this salesman goes, what are you looking for? Let me show you what we have. We've got over a dozen cars that meet your criteria. I'm like, great. Do you have anything black on black? He shows me this car. I'm like, wow, this is sweet. A 2023 S580. Wow, nice. I go, well, look, I don't have time to play the game. I've got my youngest son's black belt testing, but here's the deal. This will be the easiest sale you ever make. If we can agree on price and terms, I'll buy it and we'll be good to go. He says, do you want to test drive it? I go, no need to test drive it. I've owned a few before. So I go, work with your sales manager. My karate tournament ends at 4:30. At 4:16, I get a text. Hi, Fred Shepard from Mercedes Manchester. At 4:30, we're walking out the door. I call and my offer is accepted. I stop by on the way up north to sign the papers and I buy this car. So from the moment that I started looking, and I wasn't in any huge rush, less than 5 days later, I own a brand new car. Here's the lesson to this. And we had a great time up north snowmobiling with my buddy Larry and my best friend from high school. There's my son Hayden and Peyton in the background. Obviously, we had great conditions. But the lesson in this is you can't sell an automobile, rarely, without meeting the person who's going to buy the automobile. You're not likely to list a home. You're not likely to sell a home without meeting the person, without meeting the prospect. So gang, don't let this be you. Don't let you be the person who says, I'm glad to help, happy to have helped. She helped and didn't make any money. I feel bad for her because all she had to do was make an offer for an appointment. So in real estate, if you're engaging people by text, get them on the phone, make an offer. You can follow our trainings for buyers and sellers. Mistakes are costly. We train agents on how to avoid these mistakes. How much do you think you lost last year because you failed to influence people to want to meet with you? What would you make if you could be super irresistible, super compelling, and get people to want to meet with you? Understand that in real estate, there are life events. There are people that have lost their job and now they need to sell. There are people who are going through a divorce and are selling and buying again. 3 transactions, selling their house, buying and buying. There are deaths that end up going through estate and the families, the heirs of the estate sell the property. There are people that are aging in life. Yours truly, thinking about, man, this property is a lot of work. Start thinking about downsizing. Sell my house, buy something in a 55+ retirement community. Those life events are happening. There are people that are getting married today, graduating colleges. They're making great income. The husband's making great income. The wife's making great income. They combine those incomes, get married, and they buy a beautiful home. Life events happen, and they don't tell you what their motivations are. So let's not judge our leads. Let's just understand that where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's probably some reason that people are reaching out to you. And when that happens, you want to have a good, compelling offer to book the appointment. For a buyer, hey, I'd be happy to show you all the properties that match your specific criteria. If I know what you're looking for, when would be a good time to get together to get you set up in our portal? See, I don't help people for free. I need to get face-to-face with them. So I have good, compelling offers. A seller, hey, would you like a free market evaluation, which includes inexpensive tips that'll help you get more money for your home? Little things you can do, Mr. Seller, to make more money when you sell. Maybe even avoid some things that you're thinking of doing that'll save you time and additional money and put more money in your pocket. Hey, you know what? I'd be happy to come out to your house and make these recommendations for you. Is there a time that's convenient? Make the offer to get face-to-face. Get the appointment. That's the $1 million lesson in this story today. Jennifer, no sale, no commission. Fred, big sale, big commission. Picking up delivery of the car less than a week from when I started this whole process. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. If you're going back and forth with people through emails and text messaging, you need to get them on the phone. You need to get an appointment. You need to get them face-to-face. And there's easy ways to get them on the phone. You can text them and go, hey, you know what? I want to get this right. So do you got a minute to give me a call so you can give me your criteria? Do you got a minute to give me a call so I can ask you a few questions about your home? And then when you get them on the phone, you book the appointment, then you qualify the appointment. So I hope you found this story interesting, but most importantly, influential. There's some valuable lessons in there. And if you liked what we shared with you, if you like my style, if you like our teaching, go to getlistingsfast.com and we will give you a free training on how to generate more leads. And then, of course, when you generate those leads, don't judge them, book the appointment. So I appreciate you for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Have a great day.